The Final Receipt, a story of silent sacrifices and loud truths, his business degree. Our real dad, a mechanic who had spent 20 years working 80-hour weeks with grease permanently stained under his fingernails, just sat there quietly staring down at his plate. He looked completely invisible. I could see his hands shaking slightly. He's the kind of guy who never complains, never asks for credit, and just shows up. Richard kept going, talking about how successful men require successful examples. It was nauseating. The whole table felt the tension. It was dead silent. That's when Ethan stood up. He didn't look angry. He looked entirely composed. He tapped his glass, looked straight at Richard, and said, "Right, Richard, success does require a great example." Ethan reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a worn, faded piece of paper. Which is why I want to thank my real dad. Because yesterday, when I went to settle the final tuition balance, the bursar's office handed me this dynamic payment ledger. Ethan unfolded it. Turns out my dad didn't buy that old beat-up pickup truck last winter because he liked it. He sold his beloved '67 Mustang, the one he restored for 10 years, quietly pay off my remaining $40,000 student loan debt. Ethan looked Richard dead in the eye. True mentors don't need a microphone to validate their worth. They just work the late shift so their kids don't have to. The entire restaurant went dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. Richard's face turned bright crimson. He slowly sat down, staring at his steak. The next morning, Richard tried to corner Ethan in the hotel lobby, hissing about how Ethan had publicly humiliated him in front of the family. Ethan didn't even look up from his phone. He just smiled calmly and said, "Funny, Dad always taught me to look at the receipt before taking credit for the purchase." Richard checked out of the hotel an hour later.